Hello, hello. Merry Christmas Eve. I'm very excited to be here. I love Christmas for some reason. So welcome, welcome. Let's get the party going. It's open panel. The link should be pinned. Come on up and join in if you want. In the meantime, I'm going to find things to talk about, possibly entertain you with. I do have something to share that happened to me this morning. I think I'll wait a little bit. Let's see what's happening in the world on Christmas Eve. The Santa Cruz Wharf partially collapsed. Bill Clinton had the flu, got discharged from the hospital. A baby mammoth, what? Discovered. Oh, cool. They discovered a little baby mammoth. Pretty well preserved. I did see something where there were people in Syria protesting. Somebody burned a Christmas tree. Why? Don't do that. I wish people would quit being hateful. I don't understand. I've never had the urge to go out and do the kind of violence that I see people do. And it takes a lot to get me to that point. I remember when I first moved here, me and one of my roommates were walking down the street downtown. And he passed in front of this church, some kind of religious building. And it had these little free pamphlets, like little photocopied papers you could take. And he got so angry. He took them and he threw them all in the trash because he hated religion and the idea that they were putting these free papers out. And I'm like, why? Why do that? Let them put their papers out. I didn't, even though it's not my cup of tea, I never had the urge to go and try to mess up somebody else's project. So it's something, it's tribalism, maybe, is that it? Which, one of the assumptions I make in an enlightened liberal society like the one I believe we lived in, or I grew up believing we lived in, is we coexist. It's okay for all kind of different groups that don't agree and believe the same things to coexist together as long as you don't cross the line into hurting them, damaging their property, attacking them, burning their Christmas trees, driving cars into their markets, etc. That line does not seem to be holding lately. And I don't know why. I can only go off of my own psychology. It's theory of mind. I don't understand savagery. I understand it, I guess, in societies that are civilizationally savage. I don't understand it in modern society, like why people are running around acting like animals. This was in Syria, so maybe I just don't understand Syria. They're kind of in a state of chaos and flux, but still burning a Christmas tree. I feel like people should know better than that. Okay, anyway, that is the news that I saw. Let's check the Twitter news. I don't know how political I want to get. I have some political tweets saved. Oh, yeah, this happened. Hang on, let me find the article. I had a guy on my show. When I first started my channel, was it 2022, I guess, 2023? I think it was 23. May was Mental Health Month, so I did one topic every day for the entire month. So that was 31 topics related to mental health. And some days I had different guests on to talk about mental health topics. And I had a guest on from Canada named Russell. And he was involved with the employee assistance program, if you know what that is. Some employers have like a number you can call or people they can refer you to if you're having mental health issues or just stressed or depressed and need someone to talk to. And it's to kind of keep it from getting worse so that you can still function at your job. And it's like preventative, sort of. And so he came on the show and we talked about that and we talked about men's mental health and a bunch of other topics. And hang on, let me find the article. He has a Substack and he wrote an article yesterday. Why can't I find it? About a guy that saw him. He saw that appearance on my show and he reached out to him. He was having some issues and he reached out to him and Russell was able to help the guy. And he wrote an article about it and it's about the impact that you're having even if you don't realize you're having it. And it was very encouraging to see because I have no idea what impact I'm having, if any. And my whole goal for starting this channel is to be part of the solution to the mental health crisis in general, the men's mental health crisis in particular, and to read this story. It was like a big green light that even if it doesn't seem like it, even if it helped this one guy, even if everything I've been doing the last 2 years helped this one guy, that's kind of like validation for my mission. That the reason I started this channel was legitimate and I am able to be part of the solution to those problems and it is having an impact. And the episode with Russell that he did with me is included in the article that he wrote. So you can check that out if you like. I thought that was pretty neat. I was very moved to see it. So that was like a nice thing to happen during the holidays. Okay, here's the other thing that happened with me. I'm sure you've seen the videos of the fentanyl zombies. And I found out, hang on. Excuse me. I found out there's this drug called xylazine. Let me see. It's something that it's an animal tranquilizer that they're cutting the fentanyl with. Xylazine. Also called trank. And it puts them into these zombie. You may have seen them walking around your city. Is that the crocodile drug? It's a sedative and a muscle relaxer. Oh, okay. It's not quite crocodile. Anyway, apparently when you see the fentanyl zombies walking around, and it's the people that are kind of like standing up, but their bodies will be like this, and they'll just stand there like this for hours and hours and hours, like holding a pose. It's because of this xylazine that they're cutting the fentanyl with. So I was walking to the store today, and I live in a residential neighborhood. And right there on the sidewalk, there were these two fentanyl zombies. Like these two girls, or I don't even know what gender they were. And one of them had their groceries, and they had just put their groceries on the sidewalk, and then they were just like hunched over their groceries. And the other one was standing up on the sidewalk, like in a fentanyl pose or a xylazine pose. And so I went to the store, I did my shopping, and I came back. And on the way back, they were in the same spot in the same position. This was like 20 or 30 minutes later, the Hunchback Olympics. I'm used to seeing it in videos, and I'm used to seeing it like downtown in the urban areas. Daniel Barry, Merry Christmas. Good to see you. I was surprised to see it in a residential neighborhood. We have a school right across the street. This was like right yards from a school. So I'm gonna play some of the video that I took, so you can get a look at what's happening in my own neighborhood, which is a relatively middle class residential neighborhood. They had these two fentanyl zombies. Let me figure out how to share it. Okay. This is them right here. I'll play some of it. Here, let me mute it. See, she has her groceries. Hang on, I'll zoom in. Look at this. Hang on. This is her groceries. And she had them on the ground and she was just standing over them the whole time. Like for I was gone I passed them and like half an hour later I come back and they're both standing in the same spot. They're in the same position. I'm surprised someone didn't call the cop. Like this is not something that you normally like the neighbors. There's churches all around. There's like 50 churches on every block has like two or three churches on it. There's where are the Karens? Where are the Karens? There's a high school. I can't believe that people are just. I don't know. It was so hard to tell. Like one of them had a hood on. I don't even know if it was a girl. I couldn't. It was just a silhouette of a vague human figure. The other one, the other lady, the one in the purple, looked like a lady, like a middle-aged. It was really hard to tell because you couldn't really see their faces. They were hunched. They were looking down in that pose. Is it? I complain about like the social media, like our perception that reality society is degrading because of what we see on social media. But this wasn't social media. This wasn't something I saw in person walking down the street. And it gives me the impression that the immediate society that I live in is degraded. Yes, Philadelphia. I looked it up. There's a lot of videos out of Philadelphia because that's like the ground zero for this trank epidemic that they're cutting the fentanyl with. Philly has these open air drug markets, and there's just sidewalks and sidewalks of people standing in that zombie pose, or they'll just lay on the sidewalk. They say they sleep in their own feces. They have garbage laying around. They're just totally oblivious to their environment because they're in this xylazine trance, this sedated. It's a harsh tranquilizer. I remember like growing up, going to the gay clubs. Ketamine was popular, and yeah, Kansas exactly. That's where a lot of these videos are coming from. And this is in this little residential neighborhood in this small city in Washington State where I saw these two ladies. So they're even getting it here. They're getting it from somewhere. Um, People were doing ketamine, special K, they called it, or K. And they would go into these K holes, and there'd be guys at the bar that would be just sitting at the bar, kind of staring, not into the distance, but like staring off into themselves. And people would say, "Oh, yeah, he's in a K hole." Like, you couldn't talk to them or anything. And they would just sit in the bars in their little K holes. And that's one of the things that made me not want to try that drug. First of all, I don't do any drug that I need a needle to do. That's never appealed to me. And every type of drug that was some kind of powder that you put up your nose or under your tongue or something, I never enjoyed. So I don't do drugs that come in powdered form. And so I was not really tempted by ketamine in the first place. But after seeing these people in the K, and these were like middle class, they had good jobs, they dressed nice, that were sitting in these bars in these K-holes, and that was a animal tranquilizer too. The How does one get hooked on these drugs? What is the appeal to doing a drug like this? Anyway, I know it's not very Christmassy, but that did happen this morning, so I wanted to share. Um, by the way, happy Christmas, Mike, Freak, whatever you celebrate. Escape from what? Like, is life? You think it? I don't know if what is so. What are you escaping from that a grown adult is going to make that kind of decision to take upon themselves? If there's anybody out there that was ever addicted to this stuff, or fentanyl, or ketamine, or even meth, I guess, that want to come up and talk about it, please do, because I would love to understand it. I just can't see. It seems like a very self-destructive choice to make. So I'm interested in what point somebody's life is at that many people are making this choice. Happy holidays, Helena. Merry Christmas. Glad you could stop by. I'm just doing my normal stream for the day, and then at some point I'm going to do a Christmas Eve stream, and we're going to wait for Krampus to pass. And then tomorrow I'm going to do an all-day Christmas stream. Oh, physical pain? Man, I would take the pain. I see pictures of, in fact, let me look some up. There's pictures of the wound, because it causes wounds to not heal. I don't even know if I can show this. I'm not even going to risk it. Just look up Tranq, Tranq, wounds, and Google it yourself. The wounds that people put on their body that don't heal from injecting this seem worse than any kind of physical pain they're trying to escape. Are people in that much physical pain that they're I don't know. It's the psychology behind it that I can't relate to, like so much else, about human psychology. Yeah, our Santa, whoever you wait for, uh, Zentz, who hangs out here, says Santa gives you what you want. Krampus gives you what you deserve. So we're gonna wait for Krampus tonight and see what people end up with. So that's the schedule for the next few days. I'm gonna do this stream as long as it goes. Then I'm gonna start another stream this evening. I'm not sure what time, to celebrate Christmas Eve and wait for Krampus and or Santa. And tomorrow, when I wake up and get going, it's an all-day holiday stream. And then probably repeat for New Year's. I did that last year too. We rang in the New Year together, and then I did an all-day New Year's stream too. Dirty Dog, Merry to you too. Welcome, welcome. What's going on? What's up? Just chilling out here. Other than the Trank zombies that were in my neighborhood this morning, I'm having a pretty mellow, peaceful Christmas Eve. It seems like both in person and online, although the grocery store was packed. It's the busiest I've ever seen it. Usually I take my time shopping. But today I'm like, I just want to grab stuff off the shelf, throw it in my cart, and get the hell out of here as quickly as I can. I am not picky today. Oh yeah, thanks, Freak. I thought it was too. It it encourages. It gives me heart to keep doing this. Because I was never doing this for the money. I mean, it would be nice if I could make a living doing what I love. But if that's not going to happen, I'm willing to supplement it with a real job. But the motivation that draws me to do this is honestly, sincerely, to help other people and be part of the mental health solution. Because supposedly there's a big mental health crisis. And so I'm like, okay, well, I have at least that small skill set. I can contribute to it. Ninja, hello. Is that an apple or a red pepper? Rings. Is that all your Christmas gifts? A ring, some dice, or is that kitty prints? It's hard for me to see on StreamYard. It looks like a bucket of water, a purple heart, a flag. Um, you know what? I'm doing a frozen turkey dinner, like turkey and mashed potatoes. So I have my little frozen Christmas turkey dinner. Oh, cool. Gives to Helena. You know what? That's a great idea. I think I'm going to give some gifts too. Let me see what the choices are. Um, is there a gift section? Let's see. Here's a gift. This is to everybody, from me to you. How about that? I would give that gift in person if I could. If I could give everybody McDonald's fries for Christmas, I totally would. And then let's see what else. Um, this looks like a nice gift to give. Some pie, maybe? Christmas pie? Who doesn't love a good pie? And then let's see what other gift options we have. I feel like I'm on. This is so cool. I didn't even think of this before. I feel like I'm on a float at a parade, throwing things. I love doing that. All right, let's see. What else can I give people? I love to give. What part of my well, here's a mystery gift. Someone can have this one. Um, Part of my problem is the emojis are so small on my screen. I can't really tell what they are. Here, I know we have some Canadians in the house. This is for. There's got to be at least one Canadian out there that would appreciate this gift. There you go. Enjoy. Ooh, here's a cool gift. I would like this one. Ping pong. Oh, what happened, freak? Let's see. I've given you um at least directly and indirectly. Usually my advice is for telling people not to be idiots, in which I took all but two to heart. Like I'm still going all out on communists. I'm still bitter. Well, yeah, I'm kind of bitter about communists too. I don't let it ruin my day or my life because they're remote. I don't have actually the area I live in, this part of the country. There are a few actual. I don't know if they're communists. They're definitely socialist that I know in person, but I don't let them ruin my day-to-day life. Here, somebody would enjoy this gift, I think. Canadian, or maybe somebody lives in the north. Some ice skates. What about that? Oh, here. Oh my God. Okay, these are the fun gifts. Are you a commie dog? Dirty dog? Yes, you are. Well, I don't know if you're bad as people. I think your ideology is destructive to everything I like about liberal society. But here, have a yo-yo. Now here's a gift this is a gift I personally would really enjoy getting. I love these things. I don't know if the winter time is the best time to give this gift, but save it for the spring when the weather's nice and go fly a kite. And then this is an actual gift that we used to get as a kid, the one I'm about to pass out. And we enjoyed playing with it for like 5 or 10 minutes. And then there wasn't much you could do with it after that. The Magic 8 Ball. Remember that one? All signs point to yes. Okay, here's a nice gift for the modern world. I think there's a more advanced version of this, but I'm going to give the vintage because that's the one I grew up with. So if any of you still have an Atari, there you go. And oh my God, this was one of my favorite Christmas presents as a kid because I used to collect these and, oh, to throw at people. And I got one, I think it was the first year that my mom and my stepdad had met that year. And it was the first Christmas we were all doing Christmas, like the step family and us. And so my stepdad wanted to make a really good impression, so we got really nice gifts that year. And one of them was one of my favorite teddy bears. I named him Cuddly, and loved him. Let's see. Oh no, I'm running out of gifts. Well, here's one. Here, this one is not going to go unused. I know we have a lot of creative people around here. So there, some art stuff to do more art. Yeah, I love stuffed animals. I used to collect them, and they all had names, and each one had a unique superpower. And we would fight crime. I would make up these villains that were attacking the city, and we'd all have. It was like the Hall of Justice, except with stuffed animals. And we'd all get together, and they'd have to put their powers together and figure out how to neutralize the latest villain. We were a crime fighting team. And I remember my stepmother, we went to her house. Because I love sleeping with stuffed animals. In fact, eventually I had like, I don't know, 20 or 30 of them. I had a big net over my bed that I would keep them in. And at night I would take them all out of the net because you couldn't leave one in the net. It was either all of them or none of them. Inclusion. You couldn't exclude any of them. And I would sleep with all of them in my bed somehow. I was covered in stuffed animals. I would line them up on both sides, and then I would crawl in, and I would put some on top of me, and then I would put the covers. So I was like sleeping in a pile of stuffed animals every night. And I'd wake up, and some of them would end up on the floor, and I would feel so bad for the ones that fell out of the bed at night. Oh, I remember the Snuggle Bear. He was cute. That was a good logo. Okay, I'll give some more gifts later because I see a whole new section of gifts. Hello, Ziggy. Happy Festivus or Solstice or Kwanzaa or even Christmas, whatever you celebrate. I hope your holidays are merry and bright. Yeah, it was cozy. Um, it was very cozy to be all snuggled in with a pile of stuffed animals. Except some of them poked. I remember some of them had I had this koala. We had an uncle that had moved to Australia, and he came to visit one year, and he brought us toys. And one of them was like this koala bear, but it was a bank. It was plastic, and then it was covered in fur, so it was real hard. And it had these plastic claws, and it had a slot in the back of its neck that you could drop quarters in. And I would sleep with that one too. And sometimes if I put him in the wrong spot, I remember his little plastic claws would poke me. Yule, yeah, I forgot about Yule. We learned about that yesterday. Yule looks intense. In fact, Ziggy, have you seen Yule pictures of like the ancient Yule celebrations? They look like satanic ceremonies. Yule. Let me see if I can find a few. Ooh, wow. Look at this celebration. Wow. Hang on, y'all. This is my kind of Christmas. Look at this. Everyone living in harmony. The Saint Nick's, the Satans, which I'm sure is supposed to be Krampus. Look, this is Christian Satanism right here. All one big happy family. Wow. Odd Christmas celebrations around the world, not to be missed. Yeah, look at this ancient Yule celebration. Tell me this doesn't look like a satanic ceremony. Look at this. He has the knife. They're burning something in a cauldron. What is this? A dead animal? That's Yule. So happy Yule. Okay. And what are some of your like Christmas traditions? Weird grilla? Do any of you have any like unique or strange family traditions that you do? I grew up Catholic, so we were pretty traditional. We did church, and plus I was an altar boy at one point, and so I remember Christmas. You did the midnight mass. Was it Chris? It seemed like there was a midnight mass for Christmas, and the whole town went out, so everybody was awake at midnight. And if Santa didn't pass earlier the evening, we went out for dinner. He passed while we were at midnight mass. And then there was also the next day you went to church too. So there was a Christmas Eve mass, which was all. That's when they decorated. They put like garland and stuff on this. Like you would actually decorate the church and the altar. Oh, that doesn't seem that strange, actually. Pretending to care about people that you only see once a year. I always loved the. I grew up with being Cajun, we grew up with big, extended families, and so our Christmas plus we had step families, so our Christmases lasted like 2 or 3 or 4 days because we did the Santa gifts, and then we did the family gifts like with mom and dad, and then we went across the street to my grandmother and we did her Christmas, so that was a separate Christmas, and she did a big dinner, and the aunts and the cousins would come over and we'd all exchange gifts. I remember my grandmother loved Christmas, and she loved seeing her grandkids open presents. It just lit her up. And so after we opened all our gifts, I remember she would go in her closet, she'd go in her bedroom and dig in her closet, and she'd find things to give us just to see us keep getting stuff for Christmas. And she wouldn't even wrap them. She would just come out with random toys or clothes or whatever, and she'd say, "Here, I'm giving you this for Christmas." And so she made the gift giving last all day long because she was always going to find something else to give us. She'd go find some candy and she'd come out and give it to us. So every time we were at her house, like the gifts just came out nonstop. And my grandfather had this tradition every year, starting when we were kids, like little babies, 1 year old. He would take each grandkid aside and he'd put us on his lap when we were little, and eventually he would just like sit us down and talk to us. And he would wish us Merry Christmas individually, and he would give us a silver dollar. And so each year we got a silver dollar from my grandfather, and he would come and pull each one of us aside, and we got like individual attention from him, and he'd give us a silver dollar. I thought that was cool. Oh, Mike, that does sound good. Any kind of real Italian food sounds good. Because Italian, it's that's probably Catholic too, huh? So Christmas was a really important tradition for an Italian family, I imagine. And then we also had my aunt and her cousin and her kids. If we didn't do it at my grandma's, she had a separate Christmas. Then we also had the step grandmother. So we went to their house. They lived in a different parish. And so we drive to their house on a separate day and we do Christmas there. So that was more gifts. And then we would do Christmas with my dad and my stepmom. And so that was a whole new set of gifts and Christmas and all that. And that was a separate day. And then also my dad's family at his mom's house, my grandmother on his side, we would go to her house for, so I had like three grandmothers, aunts and cousins, dad, Santa family. So like 5, 6 or 7 Christmases every year. We were like almost burnt out on Christmas by the time it was all over. Yeah, it is. I guess as a kid, I don't think I appreciated it nearly as much as I do now. I would love to have just a few minutes with him one more time. He doesn't even have to give me the silver dollar. I guess so. That plus my mom would use them to bribe me too. So like if I made good grades or if she wanted to get me to do chores or something like that. Or sometimes like she would try to ground us, but she was never very good at making it stick cuz she would forget that she grounded us. And so she would do this reverse grounding. Like instead of grounding us, she would like bribe us if we could behave for a certain amount of weeks that we would get a reward for it. And so I was motivated to behave because I knew I could get a stuffed animal. I was very easy. All she had to do was bribe me with a stuffed animal. Oh, the Christmas cookies. I remember we would make Christmas cookies a lot, and they had the colored sugar that you would put on them. And the other thing that we made sometimes was the salt dough ornaments. And yes, I used to eat them off the tree because they were delicious. I love that salty dough. And so every year we kept losing more and more of those to attrition or nutrition. Probably not. Well, what are y'all doing this year? Are you cooking again like Thanksgiving? Turkey, ham, something. Uh, yeah, Christmas was always very active. We got 2 weeks off of school, like the week of Christmas and the week of New Year, and it was active. It was like a very active break. We were always being put in the car and hauled off somewhere to do something. It was not 2 weeks of sitting around the house just playing around. Oh, cool. You're doing it good. Very good. I loved I loved Christmas and Easter. I loved all of our holidays, but Christmas and Easter were like the big family days where it was just people around everywhere laughing and eating and drinking and having fun and just that family atmosphere. I love that. Cousins would come over, we would run around and play in the yard and make up games. We'd One thing we love to do is laugh at the older people, like find people to laugh at and make fun of. And we'd giggle. We'd giggle at the old relatives and the old ladies and the old men, whoever we could find, because our family was pretty entertaining. So there was always somebody to laugh at. So we'd get together and we would just laugh ourselves sick. And then I've told the story before of one Christmas. I remember my sister and I getting drunk on the rum balls. My grandma always set out a big table with all kind of hors d'oeuvres. She loved doing like olive trays, cheese trays, crackers. They would do the cheese ball. People would bring stuff too and put it on the table. And they would do the cheese ball covered in the nuts, like the ground nuts. That was so good. So they had like cheese and crackers and pinwheels and Rotel tomato dip. And one day they had this little canister of these little doughy brown balls with powdered sugar on them, and they were rum balls. And I didn't necessarily know they were what alcohol was. I knew it was something adults did. We got like sips of wine with dinner, or we could have sips of beer with our crawfish, but we didn't like drink as kids. But these rum balls were really good, and me and my sister just kept eating them, and we got so giddy and silly. And I remember sitting under the table. Me and her would sit under the table, and we'd just laugh and laugh and laugh at everything. Every little thing was funny. I'm trying to think of some other Christmas stories. Um, I don't know. Do y'all have any? We come up and tell Christmas stories. We could do that today. Memorable Christmases. I remember there was one. I remember the year we got our Atari, which was 1982. Um, and that's the year that I had stopped going to school. I was in seventh grade. And I would stay home and homeschool myself after everybody else left for school. I would sneak back to the house, and I'd watch PBS and do all kind of art projects and just all kind of stuff. And one of the things I would do, because I knew we were getting the Atari, and I knew that they kept it under my stepdad's bed in his bedroom. And so one thing I would do during the day while everybody else was at school was and it was wrapped. I would unwrap the Atari, like the edges of it, very carefully, and I could slide it out of the box, and I would hook it up to the TV, and I would play some of the games, and then before everybody got home for the day, I would put it back in the box, and I would very carefully tape the wrapping back onto it so nobody could tell I had opened it. And so on Christmas Day, I remember having to pretend to be all excited and surprised by the Atari, even though I had been playing it for like a week or two before we got it. And I had played most of the games. I remember there was that game Adventure with the dragons. I had played that one completely. I had already beat it and won it and everything. So when we actually got the Atari, it was much less exciting for me because I had already played most of the games in it. But I remember opening the Atari. We even have a picture of us. And like being so excited, like, oh, it's an Atari! Wow, this is so much fun. We finally got an Atari, like all the other kids. So that was a memorable Christmas. And my stepdad, he worked for one of the oil companies, so he was making really good money for a while, and we were able to have more of a middle class Christmas. And I remember one year I got a telescope, I got a keyboard, like a Casio keyboard with the pre-programmed settings and rhythms and stuff in it. I got a planetarium. It was like a little black ball with a light bulb in it, and it had holes where the stars were, and you could turn the lights off and plug it in, and it would shine the stars on your ceiling. I love that thing. I got all kind of cool toys and items. They weren't even toys. I was a teenager at that point, so they were like grown-up toys. We got stuff like that. But I grew up having a poor Christmas where the gifts were more meaningful because of the thought behind them than for the fanciness of them. And I love those. Christmas, it really was about the spirit. It wasn't about the material stuff. Like getting the toys was fun, but it was the camaraderie and joie de vivre and the family coming together. And it was just like when you went to bed at night at the end of a good Christmas day, you had so many warm memories of people and humans coming together and being in community and having fun more than you thought about the actual toys. Yeah, those they had some because they had the cookie cutters, and you could cook some in the cook. You could cut some in the shape of a tree, and some in the shape of Santa, and I think they had one that was a snowman. I think one was even a reindeer. Ooh, and another thing I remember was the Christmas parties at school, where you would like we would pull names. I love pulling names, and you would pull the name of one of your classmates, and then you'd have to go out and buy them a gift, and somebody have your name, and you would not tell each other who your names were. Although sometimes we found out anyway because people couldn't keep their damn mouth shut, and they would spoil it. But I always loved being surprised. And then on Christmas Day, when it was time for the party, we we would bring there'd be like cookies and punch, and I think you could bring candy or treats or something, and we would pass them out. You'd sit at your desk, and the teacher would come by with a little paper napkin, and then she'd come by and she'd put a cookie on the napkin and some Christmas candy, whatever people brought that day. And we'd have our Kool-Aid and our cookies, and then it was time to exchange the gifts. I forgot how we did it, but eventually, like we did it one at a time. I think she just like called on people and went down the row. And you would say who your gift was for. You'd walk over and you'd give it to them at their desk, and they'd open it, and they'd be all surprised. And then I would get my gift from whoever, and I'd be all surprised. I love that. I love pulling names. I really do. And then for Valentine's Day, you remember making Valentines for all the kids? You would get a list of all your classmates' names, and then you'd buy the box of Valentines, and you'd sit there and you would I love picking out. I like to match the Valentine to the person, so I would think about the person and which Valentine out of the box like fit them, and then you would write their name in it, and you'd put it in the envelope, and you put their name in the envelope, and you'd go to school on Valentine's Day with your little box of Valentines, all addressed to the people, and you would hand them out to the classmates, and everybody would be all happy that they got. Like when I guess I inherited that from my grandma. I love seeing people open gifts. I love like the how they're. I love seeing people's face light up. I really do. And so Valentine's and Christmas were the two times at school that you got that opportunity to like give something to your classmates and watch them be happy. I'm trying to think of other Christmas traditions. Maybe we can start, this is an opportunity to start some streaming traditions, some YouTube traditions, panelverse traditions, if there aren't already existing traditions. In fact, let me see who's streaming right now. Maybe they're doing something. Flow State, Silver Diamond, live panel, drama free. Good for her. Oh, Fools is doing the NORAD tracker. I would share it, but it sounds like there's some copyright music going. But he's tracking Santa. That's a good tradition. I love this creativity. Yeah, let's start our own Christmas traditions for the channel. First annual. Actually, it's the second annual because I did one last year. Um, and I think some of you know during COVID, we started that COVID Zoom for it was like a mental health support Zoom. Some of the peers here in Washington State got together, and we Zoomed every day for people that needed someplace to go because everybody was in lockdown. And it started because we had all gotten together for Thanksgiving one year, and we Zoomed all day for Thanksgiving, and we liked it so much we decided to keep it going, that it was worth continuing every day. And so as part of that, we had a big Christmas Zoom too. And yes, I am. I am a certified peer counselor here in Washington State, and I have my own practice I started. That's what that Satyrs Grove site is. And I've decided to drop my prices and make them more affordable. So if you are looking for mental health support, reach out because I can work with you. Vinny, Merry Christmas. And so I was working in person. I had several peer counseling jobs, and when COVID happened and we went on lockdown, I had lost my job like 3 days before lockdown. So it was like get fired, put the cat to sleep, go on lockdown. It all happened within 3 days. It was zoom, boom, boom, boom. Major life changes. Merry Christmas, peace, love, smiles. Merry Christmas. We're finding ways to start Christmas traditions here on the channel. So we'll have every year we can have our own Christmas traditions. And we're talking about like our own Christmas traditions growing up and from our families. And so I didn't know what I was gonna do. Like I was thrown into a whole new world. We didn't know how long it was gonna last. I didn't know when I'd be getting a job again, any of that. And that's when I discovered Zoom and Discord and YouTube. I mean, I knew about YouTube before as like to watch videos on, but the open panel type of YouTube. And I started doing the peer support online, and I loved it. I loved it almost more than in person because I could reach people from all over the world. I wasn't limited to just people in Seattle that needed peer support. So I could extend my reach, and I wasn't doing it for an agency or an organization. So I could tailor it specifically to the people that I was best at helping, which was neurodivergent, autistic people, men. So I could kind of pick and choose my clients, and I learned to specialize, I guess, in a very particular type of peer support. And I've been doing that ever since. And I did a lot of online communities. I started the channel as part of that. I started my practice as part of that. And I'm still trying to grow this community so that it can be large enough to help people that need it. Oh, thanks, dog. Thanks a lot. At the beginning of the stream, I posted a link from a guy named Russell, who was on my show during Mental Health Month last year, and he recently did an article on his Substack about how somebody saw him on that show, and they contacted him, and they were reaching out for mental health support, and he was able to help them, and that kind of to let me know that you never know when you're having an impact. That just keep doing what I'm doing. You never know when somebody's going to see something on this channel or some other channel that might make a difference in their lives. So it does motivate me to stay on mission. So I appreciate the support. I really do. Thank you. So let's see what Christmas thing. Oh, another thing I was going to do today. I think I'm going to save it for the Christmas Eve stream. But there's the Cajun Night Before Christmas, and I must have watched. There's probably 100 videos at least. I didn't even finish going through them of people on YouTube reading the Cajun Night Before Christmas. It's a book that's popular in Louisiana. It was put out in 1973, I believe, and it's illustrated by this artist named James Rice. So it's in this very particular rustic style of illustration. Like, it looks like colored pencil maybe. And I was going to either read it myself or try to find a good video with a Cajun person reading it. And I never did find one I was completely happy with. And I'm not quite sure of the copyright either. So I was a little hesitant about that. But that's an option for later tonight too, is maybe reading or watching the Cajun Night Before Christmas somehow. But I'm really excited and inspired by the idea of starting our own traditions, whatever those might turn out to be. And I do know that it's the holidays and Christmas Eve, so people are probably off with their families, which is great. I'd rather them be there than hanging out on YouTube. But for those of you that are here, I certainly appreciate that you're stopping by, and I appreciate your participation. And I'm going to hang out here for a little while longer, unless I get a panel. And then I'm going to come back tonight for Christmas Eve and like ring in Christmas Eve and wait for Santa and Krampus. So that's my plan for the day. Because you are what makes this channel what it is. I can sit here and monologue all day long to myself, and or I can just record videos that are not live and post them. I'm here for you guys. I've said over and over and over, I believe I have the best audience on YouTube. I still believe that. I love my audience. I love hanging out with you guys. And so this is why I show up every day. I show up for you. Because you are what grew the channel, and you are what keeps the channel going. And so without all of you out there watching, chatting, coming up on panel, all of that stuff, this channel wouldn't be anything. It would be even less of what it is now. So I want to make sure that you guys get the credit that you deserve and know that you're the reason that this channel is. Oh, thanks, Mike. I'm trying. The holidays make it easy, actually. Oh, have fun, dog, whatever you end up doing. I hope it's something social and community oriented and positive. And yeah, maybe I'll see you tonight. We're gonna wait for Krampus. But I'm trying to be. Maybe I'll make it a New Year's goal. I'm not big on New Year's resolutions, because if I'm gonna change something about myself, I just do it. I don't need a particular day of the year to do it. But I am trying to become a more loving person and like not be so grumpy with people, I guess. I have that Cajun temperament. We can be very irascible. And I'm trying not to. Yeah, Festivus. I thought, oh, from Seinfeld, because I think it's a satanic holiday too. Because Satanism doesn't have their own holidays, so we kind of have to use the pagan ones. Oh yeah, sure enough, it is Seinfeld. Is that the Jewish Christmas? I thought that was Hanukkah. And there's also Kwanzaa, which is it's a made-up holiday, but I just like Cinco de Mayo. But I admire people being creative and making up new holidays. I like that. We need more holidays. In New Orleans, if you live in New Orleans, that is the city of festivals. I'm not kidding. Every single day, definitely every weekend, but almost every day in New Orleans, if not every week, there's some kind of festival going on in the city somewhere, celebrating something. And so you could go the whole year and celebrate something every day. And I think that that's not a bad way to have life be. Imagine if we had holidays every day of the year. Like if it wasn't just a New Orleans thing, but a national or a global thing, where every day we were celebrating something. In fact, let me see what today's holidays are. It'll be interesting to see what the Christmas Eve holidays are. A daily listing of today's holidays. Take a look. Feast of the Seven Fishes. What is that? It's National Eggnog Day. And also Christmas Eve, of course. What is the Feast of the Seven Fishes? They don't tell you. They don't tell you anything about it. Is that a Bible thing? What are the seven fishes? Anybody know? That's happening today. It's oh, Mike, it's Italian American. It's an Italian-American celebration of Christmas Eve with dishes of fish and other seafood. Christmas Eve is a vigil or fasting day, and the abundance of seafood reflects the observance of abstinence from meat. Oh yeah, that's true. That's a Catholic thing. They don't believe that seafood is meat. So on the days that you can't eat meat, everybody eats seafood instead because it's not considered the flesh of an animal or something. I remember getting in arguments with people growing up about fish being meat and them insisting that no, it's not meat. National Consumer Rights Day, that should be every day. And National Eggnog Day. I never really liked eggnog, it was too sweet. So there you go. If you're Italian, or even if you're not, or if you eat fish, consider having a little bite today. Oh, your family does it? Yeah, and um, it's real popular during Lent for people to not eat meat for the whole 6 weeks of Lent. And so in Louisiana at least, on the menus during Lent, there'll be a lot of seafood specials, and they'll have special menus for Lent that revolve around seafood. It's like the seafood time of year. And I'd like on Good Friday for Easter too. Everybody eats seafood. Dino, happy holidays. Hope you're doing something fun today for Christmas Eve. I'm doing this little daily stream. This is my normal stream that I do every day. And then also later on tonight, I'm going to do a Christmas Eve stream. And we're going to ring in Christmas Eve. We're going to spend Christmas Eve together and wait for Santa and also wait for Krampus and see what we end up getting. So you're welcome to show up for that too. Ooh, figs. I love figs. We used to have a fig tree growing up, and we would eat them right off the tree. And I remember it had that like white sap, and it would burn your skin. So you had to be careful not to get the milk on you. But the figs themselves were delicious. And we also had a big old muscadine grapevine that we would pick muscadines off of. But I didn't like those as much as real grapes. We had all kind of shit. And then my grandmother had like acres of land with every tree you can imagine on it. We really did. It's like we grew up in Eden. There was so much to eat just off of the tree and out of the ground. My grandfather kept a garden, grew all kind of fresh vegetables. I love the big fresh tomatoes that my grandma would slice up and serve with our meals, and I would eat them. I would put salt on them. I love fresh tomatoes with just salt. I could eat that all day long. Merry Christmas, Smoke and Mirrors. Oh, who are you? You have a wrench. I'm just realizing. I don't even know who you are. Maybe you changed your name. Let me see if I could figure out who you are. Is it Abe? Somebody mysterious. Well, I have an unknown wrench, an unknown mod. I'm sure it's one of my actual mods that changed their name. But anyway, yeah, welcome. Crazy Cajun Christmas with Grandpa. No way. Alrighty. Never would have guessed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. In fact, no, I'm not going to say it. I thought you were one of my female mods, actually. Okay, I guess I did say it. Happy Christmas. Good to see you. What are you? You're doing something, family. You've got to be, huh? Are you getting ready for Santa? How do you pull it off? You have any tips, tricks for other parents out there? How to fool your kids? And as kids, we were not easy to fool either. especially because we had every single one of us were very canny. And when you put even two or three of us together, we could usually figure out stuff pretty quickly. We were not naive. I was probably the most naive of all the kids. And even then, I was not that hard to fool. I mean, I was not that easy to fool about some things. Oh, don't feel naked. There's plenty of people that don't have wrenches. I'm very economical with my wrenches. I learned the hard way. Oh, so you just let her, because that didn't work on us. We were too, or at least me. I was too excited. I would try to stay awake for Santa, and I would put out. This is what I would do. I would, because we had the tree in the living room, and then I had my big bouncing chair. Yes, I rocked even as a kid. Um, I had this big armchair that I would sit in and rock and bounce until the springs poked through, and then they'd reupholster it, and it would give like another year or so until the springs poke through again. But anyway, I would put out the cookies and milk on this little end table in the living room, and then I would sit in the living room as late as I could, looking at the Christmas lights and listening to Christmas music, hoping to catch Santa actually show up with the gifts. Like he was gonna just walk in while I was in there. And so I was never able to catch Santa in the act. But I did like putting out the cookies and milk, trying to catch him at least. So that would not have worked on me. That's why I think that's why they had to do the they would either take us out to dinner Christmas Eve, or we'd go to the midnight mass at the church, and somehow Santa would miraculously have passed while we were at church. All right, here's a Christmas guy.
Ho, ho, ho!
Uh oh.
All
Ho
you
ho
fucking
ho.
YouTube hoes, what's up?
Who is your picture of? Who are you
What's,
trolling today?
oh, I'm not. Well, who have I been trolling today? Well, I've been trolling Pink Birdo today. That's
Oh,
who I've been trolling. That's my new target. That's
he
my new
seems easy
Mike.
to troll. That's almost
Well,
punching down.
well, look. All I gotta say about Berto is he's one of these people that likes to claim things that aren't true and then try to twist the words around. I was
Oh.
trolling him today about me having an OnlyFans account today, and he fucking took the bait and ran with it. I loved it.
Oh.
I loved it.
I could see you doing well with an OnlyFans actually.
Well, we're not going there, Jeff. We're
Okay.
not going there. We're not going there. I may or may not have it. It's just I told Berto it's a troll, but it might not be a troll. You never know.
You
No, it's
never know.
definitely a troll. It's definitely a troll. But with that being said, no, I've been trolling Berto lately.
Oh, I don't think
Big.
Birdo's lasted on a panel long enough to even
Well,
get
yeah, yeah.
trolled by
Well,
me.
Kane, he's over there with Kane, and has Kane will let him speak for a minute, then drop him down, then bring him back up. It's just because it's bringing people over to talk shit to Bird.
Oh, he brings numbers. I didn't think of it that way.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he brings numbers. He's kind of like a Mike Cerrone, but at least Mike, you can get enough when you are
Mike's here,
battling Mike.
by the way. He's in the chat.
Well,
Happy
okay,
happy
I'm not saying
Christmas,
nothing
Mike.
bad about Mike. I'm just saying, like, when we go with Mike, you know how we go at Mike and shit. At least Mike will come
He
back with
he's a low
fucking.
cow.
He'll come back with actual fucking words and shit. Berto just goes on these long fucking
Yeah, he
tangents
spurgs out.
that you can't understand and comes up with words. Apparently, I'm a lottie pants. Whatever a lottie pants is, I'm a
Oh
lottie
wait, you're a
pants.
what?
A lottie pants.
Lottie pants?
A lottie pants. Yeah. And then and then he told me that I'm adopted. My parents didn't really want me. I was adopted, and that I was lying about being raised by my real parents.
So
Uh,
they just make shit up, basically,
oh,
like
he's
they
just
do with me.
making shit up, going out left and right. I just thought it was fucking hilarious. And he's too stupid to realize. It's like I just was trolling, come back under the name Larry Jones Crow was the name I come up with, right? Come up on panel, have this picture here.
Who is
Everybody
that
knew who
guy
I was.
giving us the hand?
Everybody knew who I was. He was like, why don't you? He goes, why don't you reveal yourself? I'm like, everybody knows who I am already. I don't have to. The troll's on you to figure it the fuck out.
That guy's name is Larry Jones Crow.
No, that's not his name. That's the
Who's the
guy that
guy?
played. This is the guy that does the voice of fucking Bob from Bob's Burgers.
Oh, okay. I would not have known that.
Yeah,
Let's see.
yeah.
So what we were talking about Santa and like how you're fooling your kids. I know they're getting the high tech
I
gifts
mean,
this
I
year.
don't. The two older kids, you don't fool them. I mean,
Oh,
they already know. But uh, the younger one, I mean, I try to do shit like we got them fucking elves, so we move them elves around and do shit and
you
take
moved the
the
elf?
yeah. There's an elf, so like elf on the shelf. You've never heard
An
of elf?
elk?
No, elf on a shelf. Have you ever heard of this
Yeah, the
term?
elves.
Yeah,
What do you move him? You move them around?
yeah. That's the whole point. You move them around and like have them do weird shit. Like, have you never
Oh,
seen the memes of them doing like
no,
stupid
no.
shit? Like, yeah, like oopsie, we made a mess. Like just all kinds of shit. Yeah,
Let me look
it
some up.
works.
Do you do it like you do it in the morning? You wait for them to go to sleep, and then they wake up and they have
Yeah.
gifts.
Well, yeah, as long as I remember.
Did you forget? Have you forgotten before?
What to
Oops.
move? Oh, last year it was fucking horrible. Last year because I wasn't used to the shit. So the wife was like, "Oh, let's try doing it." So we did it, and last year I moved it, and then I'd forget to move it. This year here, I've been pretty good at it. Like she'll be like, "Oh, Daddy, they're still in the same spot," and then I'll move them really quick. So
Oh, so they think it's Santa or somebody that came.
yeah, I tell them the Santa, it's Santa's elf.
What are y'all doing anything tonight for Christmas Eve, or they're getting all their stuff tomorrow?
No, no, I gotta. My dad's deep frying the turkey, and he forgot the
Oh, that sounds
propane
so
tank,
good.
so I had to run to go get the propane tank.
I love fried turkey. That sounds so good. So you're doing your dad's tonight?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
We should have already been had the fucking turkey cooking, but I had to
Are
run.
you? Oh, so you're driving right now. You're
Yeah,
headed to
yeah.
get the propane.
No, I already did. I'm heading home now. Well, back
Oh,
now.
okay. So I should just assume when you sign on that you're in the car.
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody should always assign. I figure out
Okay.
I'm in. Yeah.
Leggy on the go.
Now, Leggy in the car.
Leggy in the
In the
car.
car. Let's see. Cheesehead. Apparently, Cheesehead. He was on Cheesehead today, riding Cheesehead. Dutchie's ass. Although Dutchie, Dutchie did concede
I was
defeat the
having such a
third.
good Christmas.
So
What about her? I'll indulge. Tis the spirit. Tis the season. Uh oh. Did you cut out?
now I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. So what's been going on with you? Have you been working or you have the holidays off?
Now, just shitty weather. Snowed the
Oh.
last 2 days.
Oh, y'all finally got your snow.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Let's see.
Okay,
Let's
because
see.
it was a little warm and sunny for a while.
Oh, we got snow.
That's good. Are you having a white crit? Yeah, you sure are. Look at that. Wow. Oh my God, I love that. Is that a dirt road
No,
or just snow?
that's just snow on the road.
I love that scenery. It's all mysterious and desolate, like something you'd see in a TV series. Do y'all have deer that jump out?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, actually, I'll show you coming up where I had a 2016 Hyundai Sonata, and fucking 2 years ago, I fucking was coming up through here. My youngest daughter, she was running a fever late at night, so I took it to the ER, and when I was coming home, a fucking deer ran out.
oh my
Fucking
God!
200
While she
pound
was in the
fucking
car,
deer. Oh yeah, yeah.
I love the tree, like the white on the trees. It's right out of a picture.
Fuck, I can see
Very.
better in front of me on the camera than I can actually out my window.
Oh. Christmas lights. You know, maybe I'll go walk around tonight and look at lights. There's some houses around me that do lights. This is cool, Leggy. Is this rural Maine, like you're out in the country?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in down East Maine, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is all blueberry field over here, and blueberry field
I
farmland
love
up
picking
in.
blueberries. Very relaxing.
Well, I forget I get this in two-wheel drive. Although I'm surprised though, this thing handles pretty good in the snow. Pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it seems like
Oh
it. That's your truck with the new tires.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, I went snowbombing the other day. Fucking, I put it through its paces a little bit. I didn't beat on it too much, but it's getting there. But I gotta change the oil in it and again. Fuck, I only had the oil changed in it a fucking month ago. Fuck, I've only had it a month and a half, so
Oh, I didn't know it was that new. 8 inches. Wow, that's seems like a lot.
8 inches where?
Where Moose is.
Oh yeah, yeah. Moose. Well, Moose ain't that far from me, in
Oh.
retrospect. I think that's about what we got. About 8 inches altogether. If I had to guess, maybe 10.
Are you on the left side of the road, or is that a one-way street?
No, what are you talking about? I'm just
Oh,
driving,
maybe it's just a.
buddy. I'm just
It,
driving. That's what I said, dude. Fucking. Uh, the way we drive around here, people would fucking just be like, "What the fuck?" Like, I tell the wife all the time, I'd fucking. I know for a fact I'd probably get pulled the fuck over in another state somewhere. In a
oh,
happy. The way I drive in Maine, you can't drive fucking, at least in this part of Maine. Now, on like Route 1 and shit, I don't, but where this is shitty road and there's not a lot of traffic on it, like,
yeah,
I kind of ride
that's.
towards, and I know there's a lot of deer, so I ride towards the middle. And of course, then you can see the fucking, if there's any lights hitting off the tree, you know what I mean? So, like, you just kind of ride the center. That way, there, you don't have to take as big a sharp turns. You got more of a, you can see both sides clearer. Uh,
It's so dark that that's like it's like 5 in the afternoon and it's that dark.
yeah, yeah, it's
Wow,
5:16. Yeah.
nice. I'm all excited for Santa now.
You must have snow up there, don't you?
No, we didn't get snow this year
Haven't got no
at
snow
all.
yet, huh?
Some years we have a very white Christmas, but not this year.
It's been a
There
while
was
since we
one
got.
day when there was a little bit of frost on the ground. It was kind of white, and that's all we got. I love all these. I think I am gonna go look at lights tonight. This has inspired me. Wow.
Oh, oh no, it didn't get plowed. Good.
This is mesmerizing. Oh wow, that's a lot of snow. Is that a is that still a highway?
Now this is it right here.
Man, this is man, this is like true detective night country. I'm waiting for a polar bear to jump out. Oh, you fried a oh man, everybody with their fried turkeys. So good. I wish we could send food remotely. Are you getting further from civilization or closer to civilization? It's hard to tell.
Uh, I'm just coming down here for a second to check something out.
Okay.
I'm not really that. I'm only like 5 minutes from my house. Oh, I am fresh on the big trail right here, though. Sweet
What's the
deal.
temperature out right there?
Uh, 23.
Oh, okay. That's not
20
too terrible.
degrees Fahrenheit, -5 Celsius.
I mean, it's cold, but not as cold as I would think for Maine. It's survivable. Wow. I can't wait to see where we're going. Look at this.
Well, I don't even know if I can get down there. If I won't even fucking attempt to try to go down there.
This is so exciting.
I don't know how deep that is. There's a hole right there, and I don't know how fucking deep it is. I'd be afraid of fucking.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what to do. I
Don't
can
get
make it
yourself
down.
stuck.
But that'd be help content one day if I get stuck. Oh, I
Oh.
can worry about getting
Yeah,
stuck.
we're live on Christmas Eve.
I left my fucking sled down here last year, so I'm curious if it's still
Oh
down here.
man, you'll have a sled.
Not my snow sled. Not like
Oh.
just a regular black jet sled.
Oh, okay.
Hoping it's down here. The ocean's right in front of me. Oh,
Is
of
that your
course it's here.
house?
No, this ain't my house.
Oh.
It's a camp. I left my sled here under the porch last year, so I'm hoping it's still here. Yeah, I mean, it ain't like there's a little bit of snow.
Yeah. Look. Oh, nice.
Yeah, did I leave
S-
my sled? I left my sled here last year. It's
Oh,
still
this is
here.
so white Christmas after all.
Nope, it's not. God damn it.
Uh-oh. What does that mean? You think somebody took it, or
Well, I
is it
mean,
just?
I did. This is somebody's camp, and I forgot to grab it last year when we got done. When we got done digging up here, I forgot to. I forgot to grab it. No, fuck.
Somebody
I know
took
who
your
to.
sled. Maybe Santa will bring you another one.
Well, I know who to
Or
ask.
just take his when he shows up.
Yeah.
Just jack his.
I don't get to go back uphill.
Oh. Oh wow, it was 23 degrees there too. Y'all are stay warm. Uh-oh, he might have froze. I think you're freezing. Like internet freezing, not the other kind. Leggy, I'm gonna be right back. I think I'm gonna let you take it from here for a few seconds, and I'm gonna come right back. This is very scenic.
What do you think? I'm gonna see how we're doing two-wheel drive. I think two-wheel drive. I think I can do it. Hopefully, I'm sure I'll disengage out of four-wheel drive. There we go. Oh yeah. Well, maybe. Oh yeah. She'll come right out to it. There we go. Two-wheel drive. Two job, baby. Here we go, corner. Oh, I gotta hit buckle up. I can't stand that beep, beep, beep sound. I'm almost home. Be a good time to spark up a fucking gibber. Today's gibber is lemon mint. Here we go. Here we go. I don't know, tie you down or not. Here we go. On the road again. I don't know where we'll wind up, but we're on the road again. I can't tell if the tide is low or not.
Okay, I'm back. This is perfect for Christmas Eve. Wow, thank you. Ooh, I see homes and roads.
Tell you in a second. Alright.
What's hanging from your mirror?
Oh, sunflower?
Like a real sunflower?
No.
Oh.
Careful. Ho, ho, ho.
I would get so
Uh,
lost if I lived out there.
pretty sure that tide's up. I'm not gonna chance it. Okay, I'll walk out and look at it. See.
What you looking for?
Is the tide's up or not? Because I don't want to drive into the ocean.
Hey, Panelverse, Merry Christmas. What's up? How are you? We're watching Leggy go. I don't, I don't know where he's going, but it's exciting. It's like watching a
The ocean's right
Netflix
there.
series.
That's like this is a sandbar. This is Mason's Bay up here, and then Frenchman's Bay is over
Oh,
there.
you're at the ed. You're at the coast.
Right on the ocean.
Wow. Oh,
I can't stand it without being able to fucking see it. Cause that I will sit the night there.
Oh yeah, I see how high the snow is now.
Question is, can I back the fuck up? Oh yeah, she'll back right up out of here. As long as I can back up without fucking running into anything. Doodle, 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 doodle. Could you back up like this?
Oh, me? No, probably not. I'm not very coordinated. I never did like backing up. I drive pretty well normally, but maneuvers like that I'm not good at. I don't do it often enough. I don't even try to back into parking spaces. Look at those brand. Wow, look how white. It's like coral. Man, you're backing up pretty quickly. It's that's almost as fast as you went in.
Come on, I know there's a way to turn around here somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, that was stupid of me. Post here somewhere, and I don't want to fucking hit it backing up.
oh, hopefully not. Just go slow and careful.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Mike sees Bigfoot. Sasquatch. I thought he was up here. Do they have that in Maine? I thought it
I
was
don't
a
know.
Pacific
Honestly.
Northwest. You might be just. Are you looking down at the ground? Maybe that's what you're seeing.
Do-do-do. You know, have you ever seen the thing where it says that people that can listen
Ambulance.
to the seatbelt is a fucking serial killer? Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I can let that fucking thing ding 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 all day long.
Oh, oh no! You don't wear your seatbelt?
Well, I mean, I do most of the time. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
yeah. No,
Like,
that ding, ding, ding. I can't stand that. But I always put my seatbelt on automatically. I hardly ever hear it because my seatbelt's usually on before it has a chance to start. What did you say about a serial killer?
the hell did I say about serial killer?
I don't know something about the
I don't
seatbelt.
fucking. Oh yeah, they say like somebody that can sit there and listen to the fucking thing go ding 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 must be a serial killer. Like it's a meme I've seen.
Oh, like serial killers will let it go ding ding ding. Let me try to find it.
I went down to the camp to see if my sled was still there.
And it wasn't. That you know of. Maybe it's just further under the camp than you were able to see.
All right, Jeff, I gotta let you go. The wife's calling in. We're probably wondering where the
Have a
fuck I
good
am.
Christmas, Leggy. And
All right, goodbye.
take care. That was fun. I love that. And it inspired me to go out tonight and walk around and look at lights. So I think I'll do that later. I guess we're not having a panel today, which I'm taking as people have Christmas stuff to do, which is good. So that's a positive. Thank you all for hanging out, and I will be back sometime later tonight. We're going to do Christmas lights. We're going to wait for Krampus and Santa, and who knows what else. So Christmas Eve stream later tonight, probably in a few hours. Outside of that, take care and have a very good rest of your Christmas Eve, and I'll see you later today. Take care. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.